What's up, fam? It's your girl Sherry. This is Obsidian Text and Tangents, and this is a random video. So I wanted to tell you all a little bit about February. And so we're not at the bookshelf right now because I don't feel like going over there. But so February, I started several books. Well, so first of all, February was more of like a continuation from January, but we're like probably the same. January, I think I actually finished a couple books, so a little bit worse. Where it was, I started the books that I started, I just like did not finish. And like January, I'm looking, I finished 3 books. Yeah, I finished 3 books, and then I was working on Legendborn, but the library snatched it back, and I still haven't gotten that hold again. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to finish reading that. But I think I was about halfway through when it snatched it back, and it just started to like escalate, I guess. I know a lot of people really love Legendborn, so I'm waiting to reserve my thoughts and opinions until I'm done with it. So we'll leave that little Easter egg there and talk about February. So February, I had several things on my list that I wanted to read, including War Girls and Kingdom of Gods. You probably remember, potentially, that I started reading Kingdom of Gods in December, actually, and then I didn't finish it, and so the library snatched it back, and so I've been waiting to get the copy again. So got the copy again in February. And I've been reading it, but I've not been prioritizing finishing it. So I'm about, I think somewhere like 60-ish. No, maybe I think I'm about the same way through Kingdom of Gods as I am War Girls, which is like 75% of the way through. So I really don't have that much left to go. And if I had been thinking about it yesterday, I would have tried to finish at least one of them, so I could say I finished a book in February, but I wasn't. So now we're here and we're in March. And so my goal is, though, to knock out both of those in this first week of March. So yeah, I am in the midst of War Girls and Kingdom of God. So I'll talk about War Girls first because I actually read a little bit of that this morning. I think I'm going to try to finish that one first because that one is due sooner, even though I'm trying to finish both of them this week, which would be before either of them is due. So, War Girls. I am like, this story actually took a couple of turns that I did not expect it to take, especially where I am at in the story and the motivations for the main characters. Did not expect those particular motivations to be the case. Let me mute my computer. And so that'll be interesting to follow. I am excited to see some characters reunite, hopefully by the end of this book, because I want to see what that encounter is going to look like. I am excited that a couple of sibling figures have met each other, but not who either of them are connected to. Like, both of these characters are connected to a single character, and they don't know about each other because they weren't in this character's life at the same time, but they've now met each other. And so that'll be interesting because they're like on a course to intersect. Also the thinking I'll go more into this later when I finish the book, but how people are thinking is also very interesting. You know, it is a time of war. We're in the middle of a civil conflict that I don't even know. It's less of a civil conflict, honestly, considering that one faction, that according to those within the conflict, there are two separate nations. So there's that. And that whole thing is very interesting. Also, like, everyone else always trying to play this like BS role about like peacekeeping, and then it's over here supplying mofos guns and weapons and whatnot. Like, irritating. Okay, reminded me of watching Beyond the Wire on Netflix, mostly because I saw it very recently. And I don't know. Let me know if y'all want me to talk about that. That's a movie on Netflix with awesome black men in it, and it's very AI science fiction. And then while I was watching it, reminded me of iRobot, and I was like, these are my beliefs right now, okay? This is why you don't try to make shit sentient. But I digress. Anyway, mind you, the logic was not wrong. Anywho, so I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about War Girls. There is actually, do I want to tell y'all that? I'm gonna tell y'all that there's robots in War Girls also, and somebody might be about to be sentient or something. Those ones are, they're kind of cool. They also reminded me of a particular version of robots in iRobot. So anyways, I love iRobot. I actually recently looked up the ratings for iRobot, and I think it is grossly underrated. Don't know who was rating that movie, but I'm offended. I'm offended on me and Will Smith's behalf. Okay, I digress. Any other thoughts I want to tell y'all about War Girls? I know I'll leave the rest of my thoughts until after. Oh, one other thought. There's like casual LGBTQ queer representation in the book, and I really enjoy the way it's written. And then I'll leave the rest of my thoughts for after I finish. Then we have the fact that I'm in the middle of listen, Linda. That's one of my favorite things to say. But, bruh, so the Kingdom of Gods. If you don't know what the Kingdom of Gods is, I feel like in the beginning of this video, I was saying the 100,000 Kingdoms. If I did say that, I misspoke, but it's because 100,000 Kingdoms is the first book in this trilogy. This is the Inheritance trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I should mention that World Girls is by, why did his name just completely lift my head? I know his name. I was in a whole little thing where he was talking, and I was like, I fucks with you now. I can only think of how his Instagram handle is. Does your brain ever just leave you? Anyway, his name is Tochi Ayambuchi. Hopefully I pronounced his name correctly. But, so, The Kingdom of Gods is the third book in the Inheritance trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I read the first two books in the latter half of 2020, finishing this second book. Each one of the books highlights a different perspective, and also time is moving forward through the three different books. It is very interesting. The first two books were told primarily like through the lens of some not gods, and this last book is told through one of the gods, and it is a very interesting. Also, it's one of the most interesting characters, or one of the characters I was most interested in throughout the other two books as well. So it's really nice to be able to get a fuller picture of this character who was already pretty well developed. This character is so like dynamic though, just inherently, and there's something going on, and I really want to find out what it is. So I'm at the part of the story where things have pretty much like taken off, and now we know that something is happening that the gods don't understand and don't know how to reverse. And I'm like, what is the maelstrom up here doing? Like, what is going on? What they think is happening to this god, I hope it is not what's happening, because I'm not here for it. And I want more for him. Also, there's like this, do I want to say this part? Nah, I ain't gonna say nothing else, because I think for these books, because of the way they're written like pretty suspenseful, I guess. There's a lot of like slow unveiling of what's actually going on and developing a fuller picture of what you like. Even when you find out what's going on, you'll then learn about it from like a different perspective, and you'll get more information. You're like, oh shit, what I thought was going on, but that was not at all even close to the whole story. So this is like way more information. It's getting dark as I'm talking. So I'm just gonna wrap it up. That's what I'm working on reading right now. That being said, there is a OEB slow read this month. We're reading Clay's Arc, so I will be starting that next week. And there's also the Black Prose Book Club Throwback-a-thon happening. So I will figure out how to include the books that I'm reading into one of those little bingo pieces. And then I will also try to add a different, like an additional book as a specific nod to the Throwback-a-thon. Especially if I can actually achieve my goal of finishing both of these books this week, I'll definitely have space to specifically pick out a couple things for the Throwback-a-thon. All right, that's your girl. You've all been great. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Sorry that it is getting dark and I don't have no lights on. So I'm about to go eat dinner and watch Spirited Away because it's my birthday and I'm watching a whole bunch of Miyazaki this month also. The month is just gonna be full of greatness, okay? Anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Send it to your friends. Make them subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.